Shalom, shalom. All praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Mashawu Malakadanao Yahushua. All praise to the Heavenly Father for His mercy, His grace, waking us up this morning, keeping us safe throughout the evening, and helping us throughout the night, man. Helping us having a good nights and good rest, and keeping us in this truth even to this day. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Mashawu Malakadanao Yahushua. As you can see, the title of this video is something spicy, it's something hot, it's something controversial, it's something that we all need to properly digest and dive into, and so that we can all get the understanding, because this is something that's been going on in Israel. It's in Israel for a while now, right? In the nation, and not only in brothers and sisters who are in the truth, but also definitely in the brothers and sisters who are not in the truth and don't know what's going on at all. But those who are in the truth, this thing, it actually makes it actually brings forth a whole lot of contention. This topic right here, right? Can women rule in Israel? Do we have any rulers of women as an example? And has the Most High ever ordained any of these things, women to rule in Israel? Right? Let's get this. This is Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 7. One of my favorites, one of my precepts, which is becoming a classic to me, that I always go back to when dealing with any matter, when judging any matters, right? This is Proverbs 4 and 7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. You got to make sure you always get understanding, right? Yeah, we know we're Israelites. We know that we got to keep the commandments. We know this, we know that. We know who the enemy is. We know all these things. But guess what? We got to understand everybody's position in this thing, right? Because a lot of, lately, throughout the years, all praise to the Most High, that I've been in this truth, all I see is women who, and it's always the same type of women, sisters who are in the truth. They got the nicest head wraps, nicest clothes, and but they don't have a husband. It's typically the sisters who don't have a husband, and or they have a husband but he's in the world, and or they have a husband and that husband is in high position within Israel. So these women usually they get puffed up. These women usually, they think they can step out of line, right? And Israel, I'll say this as well, it's Israel, us, the men of Israel, we allow these things to happen, whether by being negligent and not properly addressing things, whether it's just a woman, this is how the women are, we just, because she's pretty, because she knows precepts and breakdowns, so we let everything slide, and or because she's pretty and things like that, we say, oh, she must know what she's talking about because the Most High is dealing with her. The Most High gave her this, so she must know. That's the same thing that these Christians do. Again, this is a hot, spicy topic, and not only it brings destruction to the nation, but it brings confusion to all the other women as well who are outside looking in, who get caught up in these other sisters' semantics and whatnot, and now they grow up confused in the truth. They grow up thinking this, that, and third in the truth. They grow up learning from these other women who are bringing down our women. And our women is very much needed in the nation. We can't have a nation without women. We can't have our nation just a bunch of men and think that, oh, no, women don't. No, we need to get our women in order. All right? And we need to make sure we properly give them the proper understanding of these things and analyze all their points, because sisters be bringing points, but brothers don't be knowing what to say, right? Sisters or brothers be bringing points and sisters don't know, don't agree or whatnot. So let's properly analyze to the best of our capabilities that the Most High has given us and see what we can understand from the scripts. Can women rule in Israel? Is that the place of a woman? And you're going to find out flat out the answer is no. There's no such thing as a woman ruler in Israel. And we're going to go through to Deborah or Deborah, however you pronounce it. We're going to go through sisters in the book to properly analyze. So let's dive into it. First of all, let's get the hierarchy. Because I just said no in the Bible, and let's see. This is the hierarchy right here has never changed. This is the classic. Everybody knows this. So let's get to it. And we're going to get the classics out the way and so that we can dive in furthermore. This is 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. So the head of the woman is the man. That's the hierarchy. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. That's the hierarchy that the Most High has put has put on the earth. That's why men do everything heavy. Men rule, men fight, men do everything, and men have a greater understanding than women. Women are there to nurture, get us in touch with our emotional side and everything, and keep us nurtured and happy at home. Right? To encourage and everything. And we're going to go through the precepts to see exactly what is the role of a woman, of these mighty women that we keep on reading about and sisters keep on bringing, and they do not properly understand what's going on. Right? And for brothers as well who don't know, especially if you're a Christian still, if you got that Christian mentality still, you definitely need to understand these things. And that's not oppressing women. That's actually putting them in their places. And that's not oppressing men. That's putting us in our places. And stop with that switcheroo. Let me be a nigger woman and let me be a effeminate man. Right? So let's read this again. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. So just like we can't skip Christ to go straight to the Father, the woman can't skip the man to go straight to Christ. You can't skip your head to go to another head. Nah, you belong to this body, to the body of men. Ultimately, we all belong to the Most High. Now let's jump down real quick. This is verse 8. It says, for the woman is not of the woman. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. We all come from the seed line of our fathers. Right? Let's read on. It says, neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. And we all know the story of Adam and Eve, regardless of understanding the breakdown of it or not. But we all know the story of Adam and Eve. The woman is created as an helpmeet to the man. So how is the helpmeet gonna be? How can the servant be greater than the master? Yahweh himself said that the servant cannot be greater than the master. The only thing, the highest thing that the servant gonna get is the same treatment that they get from the master, because the servant is under the master. That's why the wives of the kings, they get treated a certain way, not because the woman is so mighty, but because of the reverencing of the king. That's why the woman is supposed to get treated better. Not because she's mightier and this, that, and third. But I digress. Let's go on. It says right here, the man was not created for the woman, but the woman for the man. For this cause, well, let's jump down to 11. It says, nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man in the Lord. Right? So because why? For as the woman is of the man, even so is the man also by the woman, but all things of the Most High. Everything is of the Most High, meaning we come from the Most High. We belong to the Most High. We created by the Most High. Now, the woman is of the man. They come from the man. They created by the man in a sense of a carnal thing, because come from the sperm, the seed, right? But man, we are by the woman because we come through her womb. If we were just the seed of a man, we would die. Everybody, we're all grown folks here. When the seed is spilled, we see the seed lose its color. You see the seed becomes like water. That's the seed dying. The seed dies. But once the seed goes inside the womb, the seed keeps on growing and growing and growing and growing until, it pops out, and the seed keeps on growing until the gray hairs, if the Most High is so gracious unto that seed, and that seed dies of old age. But the seed is by the woman, but the seed is of the man. Right? So already we see the hierarchy right here is already set. We don't need to see that all that. We should already understand that the Most High is putting the hierarchy in front of our face. We can't escape it. And we can't jump rope and say, okay, we got different examples. And we're going to go to these different examples that sisters and brothers love to use to say otherwise, to say that, yes, women can be kings. Women are equal, literally equal to men, in the sense of they have the same value. They do have that we are equal, in the sense of we are, the Most High looks out for all of us, men and women, and we all have our position. A servant cannot seek to usurp, overthrow the master. Right? We are all servants of the Most High, of Yahweh Shah, and we cannot try to say, oh, I want to be the Christ. Now, let's me be the Christ. That's nonsense. I'm going to play my part in Christ's body. I'm going to play my part. That's the same way that sisters got to look at it. Now, let's go to 1 Timothy real quick. Right? 1 Timothy, the 2nd chapter. This is 1 Timothy 2 and 12. 11. Let's start at 11. It says, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. In all subjection, let them learn in silence. Not some subjection, but all subjection. Right? Let's keep going. It says, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the men, but to be in silence. That's the place of a woman, especially among men, especially among the congregation. That's your place right there. To be in silence. Right? You're there, and we see it. We see it even in the heathen cultures. Every president always have a wife. Right? In fact, you gotta have a wife to be a president. Right? You gotta be married. Same way the script says you got to be married. At least you got to have at least a wife and some children, and you got to at least bring them up to the Most High, properly raise them up. That's in First Timothy, the 4th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Right? So, but when all these presidents, they have their wives next to them, guess what happens? The president's doing the speech, the wife is always next to them. Not talking, not interrupting. If she's not next to him, she's in the audience. She's not talking, she's not interrupting, she's not giving her 2 cents. The time for her to give her 2 cents is when? Behind closed doors. You see, the thing is not saying that women are just idiots and they cannot, they just here to lay down and push out babies. No, that's not what the scripture's saying. That everybody has a role. You step out of that role, you're going to be out of line, and you're going to be guilty of whatever it is that you're doing, of being a wicked woman, a woman who's out of line. So, again, you see these presidents, they always have their women next to them, but their women always quiet, clapping and cheering on. And we're going to see that again. We're going to go to the most famous sister that everybody loved to go to, is Deborah. And we're going to see exactly what she did. Right? We're going to see exactly what she did. We're going to read along the Judges 4th chapter and Judges the 5th chapter. Right? So it says, but let's put this preface up first. Right? So it says again, I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. Unless you're invited to speak, you shouldn't usurp authority. Because a lot of times, that's what sisters are saying. Sisters say, look, I seen it too. I seen sisters say online, oh, I'm going to give you orders. Watch, the Most High going to make me get, watch, you're going to be surprised when I start giving you orders and you're going to have to do what I tell you. Like, sisters is bugging. Wilding. Sisters is saying, oh, giving orders behind closed doors in the sense of they telling other sisters to tell their husband, oh, tell him go sit down somewhere because it's not time, because he better go sit, tell him to sit his ass down somewhere. Sisters is bugging. Online, sisters is wilding, giving crazy advice or saying crazy things, trying to usurp authority where they weren't invited, where their what they call it, their advice was not asked of, like it was in other instances throughout the scripts. Right? But we're going to keep on going. Right? Because usurping authority is you coming out of nowhere. You taking that authority upon yourself. You're saying you're this. You're saying you're that. Because you got a head wrap and some fringes, and the nicest fringes, the nicest dresses, the nicest belly jewelry, the nicest nose ring, the nicest head wrap, the nicest locks, the nicest earrings, the nicest makeup, the nicest nails. You're pretty. All that stuff. Because of that, you usurping authority. You're not taking nothing from nobody. Hey, man, you're going to learn the hard way. Right? It says, but to be in silence. Like these wives, they be having the nicest garments on. But you see what happened with them? They be quiet behind the scenes, man. I mean, they be quiet when in public. They be quiet and things like that. They let their husbands do their job. Right? We're of course, we don't know exactly how these women, they deal with their husbands behind the scenes with the stuff. But we're saying that's how it should be. In front of the scenes, And that's how it should be with our women. And our women be wilding when they outside, man. Whether at feast days, whether in online, whether even in your home behind the scenes. You should know your place when you're dealing with your man, when you're dealing with your father, when you're dealing with your brothers behind the scenes. All right? Let's keep going. It says, verse 13, says, for Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. So, in the woman is the transgression. Adam was first formed, not Eve. You're created for us to help me, just like we're created for Yahweh. We're created for the Most High, for their pleasure. Does that mean they doing wicked to us? No. Does that mean we're gonna do wicked to our women? No. But there's a hierarchy, and we gotta understand it and not try to step out of line, because our women got deceived from in the garden, getting these, and now we're in this predicament. And our men, again, this is what we love to do. What Adam did is what our men love to do, is following our women, especially in wickedness. Letting our women usurp authority and not correcting them. Letting our women bring nonsense to the home and not correcting it. Letting our women deal unrighteously and we're not correcting them. That's what Adam did, man. Because he loves his wife, he loves Eve, he lets her do her nonsense, and guess what happened? Hey, now we're in this predicament, man. We're in this predicament. Now, we might come back to this. Now, let's see again, because the Most High, he set his hierarchy already, right? So his hierarchy was always been men. Who does he always put in charge is always men. Right? And again, we're going to see about Deborah. Right? And we're going to see about the only female king we had. Well, the only queen, I should say, we had. We had a queen that ruled Israel. And we're going to see about that. Right? We're going to see about that. But let's see who was the first king that the Most High had exalted in the nation of Israel. Who was the first king of Israel? Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 33, start at 5. Right? Well, let start at 1. It says, and this is the blessing wherewith Moses, the man of God, blessed the children of Israel before his death. And he said, the Lord came from Sinai and rose up from Seir unto them. He shined forth from Mount Paran, and he came with 10,000s of saints from his right hand with a fiery law for them. Yea, he loved the people, all his saints are in thy hand, and they sat down at thy feet. Everyone shall receive thy word. Moses commended us a law, even the inheritance of the congregation of Jacob. He was king in Jeshurun when the heads of the people and the tribes of Israel were gathered together. Moses was the first king. Moses was anointed the first king. Now, did Moses usurp authority? Because a lot of times what sisters don't understand, before Yahweh says what? The meek shall inherit the earth. And that's how you know sisters cannot handle that type of power. Because just because they have the knowledge, let me get this real quick. I believe I want 1 Corinthians 8:1, right? It says, now as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Now this is the point I want. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth. The point I want right here in this verse is that the scripture lets you know knowledge puff you up. A lot of sisters are puffed up with the knowledge, man, that they got from being Hebrew Israelites. A lot of sisters, they see that, oh, they have some type of understanding, so now they running with everything, and now they think that they can learn for themselves and teach Israel and usurp authority because this, that, and the third. Nah, man. The Most High never put you in that position. Moses, he never himself. It says Moses. Let's go to Numbers, man. Let's go to Numbers 12 chapter. Right? And we're going to see the examples right here, man. Where do I want? It says Moses was, okay. This is Numbers 12:3. It says, now the man Moses was very meek above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. Moses was the meekest person at the time of Moses. He was the meekest person on earth. That's why he was king. That's why he was chosen by the Most High to be the ruler, to be the deliverer, to be the king, the judge over Israel. That's why. Sisters be the quickest, as soon as they find out a breakdown, they find out something, they the quickest to try to usurp authority. Right? To try to usurp authority over the nation. Because, again, they're pretty. Because, again, their husband himself is in a high position. Because they're in a high position, high office in a camp. Or because they're a highly regarded individualite within all Israel. Because sisters hit them up and they have pretty card. Because that's a heavy thing. They have a pretty privilege, so therefore other sisters go to them trying to, because there is such a thing. They have a nice face card, or even they're properly in shape. So other sisters go to them because they must have some type of great experience, because it says experiences bring you wisdom. So they must have some type of wisdom to tell sisters how to maneuver. So therefore but when they do that, their head gets puffed up. And they don't realize they had to stay in line. They don't realize they cannot overstep. So therefore our sisters, they overstep. Yes, again, sisters can have some type of wisdom. They can help other sisters out. You can even have some good advice for your husband in things that you can or you properly have understanding of, right? And again, we're gonna touch on that, right? I don't want to jump the gun yet. Well, I don't want to jump the gun, period. Right? So you can say, okay, I'm just give a quick example. Your husband is trying to figure out. That's something minor right here, and we're gonna touch on the heavier stuff late when we touching on Judges. But your husband can need understanding on how to cook a meal, or how to prepare something, or how to fold properly, or how to properly do the laundry. And these things are important in Israel, and we see all the time when we see the mighty acts that our sisters do. It's usually pertain to these things. Read the New Testament. The mighty sisters who took care of the apostles, who took care of the disciples, catered to them, and did all the things that they were supposed to do. Right? Took care, they ministered properly. So these are the acts of the sisters. And a brother might ask, look, how do you do this? How do you do that? Or it can even be on the type of time of King Lemuel. You see what his mom, Proverbs 31. We see how his mom in Proverbs 31 told him, look, man, Lemuel, let me put you on game real quick. Don't don't give your strength over to women. What sister has ever, that's a meek sister right there, man. Which sister has ever advised another man to not trust women? Not give women your strength, man. Because women gonna destroy you. What sisters or sisters trying to, it's now we seeing again, okay, we seeing some sisters mainly in the world, right? The Candace Owens, the what's that Muslim sister? There's a Muslim sister. She knows well, she knows how wicked women are nowadays, especially. There's a sister in the truth as well. Damn, I forgot her name. There's an SO in her, on her tag, her Instagram tag. I don't really remember her tag. Right? I came across her a few times. Right? Brothers repost. Rarely you see sisters repost. Well, I see sisters repost. But brothers repost all the time. Because brothers are trying to look. This is to understand what's going on, man. So these are the meekest sisters. But sisters, they usually try to usurp authority. They usually don't understand the hierarchy. Sisters usually go against the hierarchy. Because their knowledge that they have puffed them up. And they don't see that they should have strength in their meekness. We see how in Proverbs 31, I'm not going to go to it because this is already going to be long enough video. Right? Proverbs 31, verse 36, verse 26, it says, the law of kindness should be in her tongue. Right? That's how a Proverbs 31 supposed to be. Law of kindness, bro. But let's read on right here. Right? I'm going to jump up to verse 1. It says, and Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian women whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. So Aaron and Miriam wanted to usurp authority over Moses. Right? It says, and they said, has the Lord indeed spoken only by Moses? Has he not spoken also by us? And the Lord heard it. So they say, look, I know the scriptures well, man. I know the scriptures well. What the hell going on? And Aaron, being like Adam, allowing Miriam to talk out of her neck. Now, let's see. Let's read on. Let's jump down to 4. And the Lord spake suddenly unto Moses and unto Aaron and unto Miriam, come out ye three unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they three came out. And the Lord came down in the pillar of a cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam. And they both came forth. And he said, hear now my words. This was a very grievous type of time. The Most High was not speaking as soft as I am right now. Yahweh wasn't speaking as soft right there. He was speaking with great authority. Right? And he was heated. It says, if there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision. Unto him right there, it says, right? And will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. And the similitudes of the Lord shall he behold. Wherefore, then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? And the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed. The Most High was tight. Yahweh was tight. Yahweh right there, he was mad, and he departed right there. It says, and the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. Right? If Moses and Aaron not Moses and Miriam. If Aaron and Miriam were equal, why only Miriam? Because they both did wickedness. Why Miriam is the only one who got judged? Why is Miriam the only one who the Most High imputed this thing upon? Because Miriam is the female, right? She had no audacity to. She had the audacity to do that, to have some type of try to overthrow Moses because of because of Moses' household, who Moses is dealing with. Again, and sisters you gotta watch your back. And not to say that Aaron didn't go off neither. Aaron clearly went off. But we see Miriam bore the punishment. Right? So, and we all know the rest of the story. We're not gonna keep on going to it. Right? Let's go to Exodus real quick. Exodus 18. Right? Let's read about Moses' father-in-law, the Ethiopian man, a heathen man, right? But let's read on. It says, Exodus 18:1, when Jethro, the priest of Midian, Moses' father-in-law, heard of all that the Most High had done for Moses and for Israel, his people, and that the Lord had brought Israel out of Egypt, then Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took Zipporah, Moses' wife, after he had sent her back, and her 2 sons, of which the name of the one was Gershom, for he said, I have been an alien in a strange land. Right? So for the well, I'm gonna rest right here. So Jethro, he went to Moses. Now let me jump down real quick. Where do I want to jump down to? I'm gonna jump down. I'm gonna jump down to 13 real quick. It says, and it came to pass on the morrow that Moses sat to judge the people, and the people stood by Moses from the morning unto the evening. And Moses' father-in-law saw all that he did to the people. He said, what is this thing that thou doest to the people? Why sittest thou thyself alone, and all the people stand by thee from morning unto the even? Right? It says, and Moses said unto his father-in-law, because the people came unto me to inquire of the Most High. When they have a matter, they came unto me, and I judge between one and another. I do make them to know the statutes of the Most High and his laws. And Moses' father-in-law said unto him, the thing that thou doest is not good. Thou wilt surely wear away both thou and this people that is with thee, for this thing is too heavy for thee. Thou art not able to perform it thyself alone. Hearken now unto my voice, is the point. Hearken now unto my voice. I will give thee counsel, and the Most High shall be with thee. Be thou for the people to God word, that thou mayest bring the cause unto the Most High, and thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and shalt show them the way wherein they must walk, and the work that they must do. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men, such as fear the Most High, men of truth, hating covetousness, and place such over them to be rulers of thousands, and rulers of hundreds, and rulers of 50s, and rulers of 10s. And let them judge the people at all seasons. And it shall be that every great matter they shall bring unto thee, but every small matter they shall judge. So shall it be easier for thyself, and they shall bear the burden with thee. Right? It's if thou shalt, so I'm in verse 24. So Moses hearkened to the voice of his father-in-law, and did all that he had said. So right there we see a few things, couple things. We see right here The Most High said, able men, verse 21, right? Able men, men such as fear God, men of truth. The Most High didn't put the word in Jethro's mouth and we see again, the Most High can use anybody to bring forth his word, man. Shoot, the Most High used the donkey, right? In the case of Barak, if I'm not mistaken, what's his name? I forgot his name. And even that guy was a heathen. He was a Moabite, but he used the donkey to direct Barak. That's it, Barak or Balaam. One of them, right? But we all know that story. And right here, he's using a heathen, an Ethiopian man, to help Moses know the how to set up a hierarchy, how to set up a government. Because hey, Moses is the first king of Israel. Before then, Israel never had no government, really. They never had no government. It's the last nation to ever be formed. So he's getting advice from a heathen man. And the Most High sent that heathen man his way. And Moses is meek enough to hear him out and see that it's a good advice. Right? And that's an advice that was invited and accepted by Moses. Accepted by Moses from a heathen. So again, heathen can give you an advice to a certain degree. If you see it fit, you're the judge, you're the king. You gotta be able to seek out the matter and properly adjust to see if this is a good advice. Like I use a heathenistic examples just now with Eve, how the presidents, they always have their women in silence, in subjection next to them, all that stuff. That's an example of government, how our women should be. Because we're our government, we're kings, priests, judges, right? And this is a nation we're trying to rule over. So these are examples right there. The same thing right here. Jethro gave Moses how to rule the kingdom, how to rule over Israel. And Jethro and Moses was meek enough to listen, to take up that advice, taking that advice. Right? Of course, he trusted him in the first place because that's his father-in-law. Right? He had some type of relationship in the first place, but heathen men nonetheless. And we see it's men that the Most High has set over Israel to be judges. Now, since we're talking about judges, let's jump to Book of Judges. Right? Let's jump to Book of Judges, man. The 5th chapter. The long-awaited, well, let's go to the 4th chapter first. Long-awaited. Right. Long-awaited point. Let's jump over here. The long-awaited point that all brothers and sisters love to bring. Judges, the 4th chapter. And it reads, and the children of Israel again did evil in the sight of the Lord when Ehud was dead. And the Lord sold them into the hand of Jabin, king of Canaan, the reign. Right, Salakia. It says the captain of whose host was Sisera, which dwelt in Harosheth of the Gentiles. And the children of Israel cried unto the Lord, for he had 900 chariots of iron, and 20 years he mightily oppressed the children of Israel. So the Israelites were being oppressed during that time for 20 years now, for around 20 years now. So, hey, they've been oppressed, and the children of Israel have been calling upon the Lord for deliverance, right? It says right here, and Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of Lepidoth, she judged Israel at that time. It's very important. That time right there. It's not saying that she judged Israel during the 20 years. She was a known prophetess. She was married, and we see that the scriptures pointing out she was married. She had a head over her. She was properly brought up from her father to her husband. She was not no single sister and whatnot, right? And she definitely had wisdom and understanding. She was definitely meek, and we're gonna see how she was meek. And she never usurped authority over the nation. And she judged Israel for this situation right here. It's for this situation that she brought she brought forth a judgment to Israel. And we're gonna see how that judgment went. Was she shaking the hand at Israel, or was she giving an advice to Israel? Was she advising Israel? Let's read on. Because the Most High never changes, and the Most High never goes off. Right? He will never go against his own laws. Right? If he's punishing, and it's never against his laws. Even his punishments aren't against his laws. Right? Even his punishments. So never mind the righteousness. When he's doing things righteous, it's always according to his law. Let's read. It says, and she dwelt, verse 5, it says, and she dwelt under the palm tree of the Deborah between Ramah and Bethel in Mount Ephraim. And the children of Israel came up to her for judgment. Right? They knew about her already. You know, the Most High is dealing with her. Okay. Now the children of Israel, they went up to her. Right? It says, and she sent and called Barak, the son of Abinoam, out of Kadesh Naphtali, and said unto him, has not the Lord God of Israel commanded, saying, go and draw toward Mount Tabor, and take with thee 10,000 men of the children of Naphtali and of the children of Zebulun? So she's like, yo, didn't the Lord already spoke to you and told? Cause the Lord already told the children of Israel what to do. Barak already knew what to do. Right? He already knew. Oh, and real quick, this is not the Barak I was just mentioning. Well, his name had to be Balaam. Right? It's not the person I was mentioning that got spoken to by a donkey. That's not him. Right? The person I'm talking about was a Moabite priest. Right? That's not him. Him right here, he's a children of Naphtali. He's a Naphtali, and he's an Israelite. But nonetheless, let me keep on going. But right here, see, the Lord spoke. Verse 6. The Lord spoke to you already, Barak. Why you sending your messengers to come up to me and say, and for me to inquire of the Lord? You guys inquired already. You guys already know what's going on. The Most High already spoke to you. Why you guys are bothering me right now? Right? She's not saying it, why you bothering me, but she's like, yo, what's going on? Don't you guys believe unto the Most High? That's what's going on right here. Right? It says, verse 7, and I will draw unto thee, unto thee to the river Kishon, Sisera, the captain of Jabin's army, with his chariot and his multitude, and I will deliver him unto thy hand. It says, and Barak said unto her, if thou wilt go with me, then will I go. Then I will go. But if thou wilt not go with me, then I will not go. And Barak is a punk. That's that Adam spirit right here. Adam in the sense of when he gave his strength over to a woman. And even the Deborah gonna recognize that he's giving his strength over to a woman. Right? But nonetheless, the Most High want to deliver Israel out of the hand of Jabin's army. And that's what he's gonna do. And this is how he's gonna do it. This is verse 9. It says, and she said, I will surely go with thee. Not with Salakia. Could you imagine brother say, no, I'm not going to camp unless my rib come with me, or unless this sister comes. Right? We've been having threats of getting shot up. I know this sister is dealing with the Most High. And if this sister is there, the Most High not gonna let it happen. So this sister gotta be there. That's crazy. You don't trust the Most High. Yahweh said, go to the highways and byways, I'll be with thee, man. Yahweh said, don't take nothing with you, and go to the highways and byways, bring out the word mightily, man. I'm going to protect you. If you're going to be, and Yahweh lets us know, hey, if you're going to be martyred, you're going to be martyred for the word. That's a good thing. If you're not going to be martyred, you're not going to be martyred. Don't worry about nothing, man. I'm going to protect you. Hey, our people, man, we keep on saying things and doing things that's not profitable for us. And these things that's not profitable, it all brings down the nation. It all brings all of us down, man. How does it bring all of us down? Because we let these nations, we let down our nation by giving our strength over to others, man. Whether it's to other nations or whether it's to our women. Right? Now, again, women can advise, but you cannot be to the point where, I need you here with me. Right? And we're going to read verse 9. It says, and she said, I will surely go with thee, notwithstanding the journey that thou takest shall not be for thine honor, for the Lord shall sell Sisera into the hand of a woman. Even Deborah recognized and understood that, look, you wildin', bro. Now, look, it's not going to be for your honor. I'll go with you because it's okay. I'll go with you. I'm not going to take that from you and disobey like that and say, no, I'm not going and I got things to do or blah, blah, blah. Nah, I'll go with you. But guess what? Now, because you lack faith, guess what's going to happen? The Most High gonna put the victory and say it's because of Deborah. That's why we're still speaking about it to this day in 2024, right? Ultimately, it's set up as a stumbling block for all our sisters and brothers, right? Because this is how stumbling blocks are set up, right? It's a mighty test moves from the Most High. Years ago, he set up this stumbling block, right? And now now I'm making a video about it. People don't understand what's going on. People are twisting the hell out of this scripture and whatnot, this understanding and whatnot. So let's read on. It says, and Barak called Zebulun and Naphtali and Kodash. Well, I'm gonna finish verse 9. It says, and Deborah arose and went with Barak to Kadesh. So she went with him, and they won, right? They won this battle right here, man. And I'm not gonna keep on reading right here. Now let's go to verse 5, chapter 5, though, right? They won the battle and everything. Now we see again, she did not usurp authority over the men, right? She did not do that. She did not command Barak and all Israel to do anything. She did not do that. She knew the word of the Lord said this, and his brothers are being scared. These brothers, they lack faith. Guess what happened? Okay, now Mosai humbles Israel with a heavy with something heavy. And that's by giving the victory into the hands of a woman. And the woman wasn't even necessarily Deborah, right? The woman, because when you keep on reading, Deborah's Jabin got killed by Jael right here, right? Salakia, right? Jael, which is a heathen. That's the woman who technically, if we're going by who killed the king, Barak didn't kill the king, right? Barak didn't kill the king. Deborah didn't kill the king. Jael killed the king, right? But Deborah was the one, who got the glory, of course, right? Because Jael's a heathen. But Deborah got the glory, the real glory, really, because why? Because she's a sister and she's the one that understood, like, yo, why you guys was being scared? And she's, She's the one that the Most High is showing that, look, Israel, I can use any and everybody. I could use Deborah. I could use Jael. I could use the donkey. I could use the heathen. I could use the Most High can. The earth belongs to the Most High. That does not take away from his hierarchy. It's like saying, oh, because the Most High used Nebuchadnezzar and called Nebuchadnezzar king of, in the Bible it mentions that Nebuchadnezzar called himself king of kings or whatnot. So therefore he can be in the, that's not it. That's not it. There's still a hierarchy. It's the Most High, and then it's Israel, and then it's our cattle, and then it's the heathen. That's the hierarchy in the bigger picture. So the same thing in the smaller picture. The hierarchy is the Most High, Yahweh, the men, Israelite men, the Israelite women, the Israelite children, and then the Israelite cattle. Right? These are the hierarchies, man. These are the hierarchies. We can't go against it. And and Deborah understood the hierarchy. How much so? Let's go to the next chapter. It says, Judges 5:1. It says, then sung Deborah and Barak, the son of Abinoam, on that day, saying, praise ye the Lord for the avenging of Israel, when the people willingly offered themselves. Right? So right here, it's giving the glory right here to both of them, Deborah and Barak. But Deborah definitely got to be mentioned right here, because Barak did not believe unto the Most High. If Barak went went unto the battle without going to Deborah first, Deborah would never be mentioned. But because Barak already knew what to do, right? Barak already knew that the Most High had it, because Deborah said, look, the Most High already told you he's going to deliver these guys into your hand. And then even after that, Barak still didn't believe and still wanted something extra. And said for Deborah to come. So Deborah said, okay, look, I'm going to come. Now you're not going to win. You're not, the glory not going to be unto you. Now Jael is the one that killed the damn king. Right? Not Barak. So let's read on. So both of them is got the glory right there. Right? It says right here, verse 3. Hear, O ye kings, give ear, O ye princes. I will sing unto Yahweh. I will sing praise to the Lord God of Israel. Right? I'm gonna jump down. Right? In the day, verse 6. In the days of Shamgar, the son of Anath, in the days of Jael, the highways were unoccupied. In the days and the travelers walked through byways. Then, verse 7, the inhabitants of the villages seized in Israel, until that I, Deborah, that I arose a mother in Israel. Right? Then, when Israel was going through it, now Deborah arose a mother. What does a mother do? Does a mother usurp authority over the father? No. Let's go to Titus real quick. Let's go to Titus. Right? Titus, second chapter, verse 3. It says, the aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not giving too much wine, teachers of good things in behavior, right? That they may teach the young women, not to teach everybody, right? The young women to be sober in behavior. How they behave, that's how you teach. Because women like to observe, because women are like, they're like grown children, if you understand what I'm saying. Because children, they learn more by watching. And that's how women learn more by as well. They watch, they see, and that's how they learn. Right? For the most part. Men, we're more logical. We learn more we could watch as well, but we learn by, words and things like that. If you understand what I'm saying, like, not to say women can't do it too, but I'm saying this is how we're more wired. Women are wired to learn through behavior, through people's behaviors. That's why you see now they teaching our women through the Meg Thee Stallions, the Sexy Reds, because they see their behavior. Never mind what they're saying, but their behavior is this. So therefore our women, our children, gonna grow up to be like them. So that's how they teach each other, right, in behavior. But let's read on. It says, verse 4, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, right? Gotta be meek. Keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, right? That the word of the Most High be not blasphemed. If you're not teaching that, if you're a woman and you're not that example, you don't know what's going on. You could have a head wrap, nicest clothes, a face card. That's not going to help Israel at all. In fact, you're actually gonna bring more confusion to our young daughters and even our young men, right? So that's what Deborah became. She became that mother, that aged woman, to be a mother to all Israel, right? Because we see how, let me go back to Judges, 5th chapter, right? We see how and it's going to explain furthermore, right? She became a mother to all Israel. She didn't usurp authority or nothing like that, all right? And brothers like to give you authority over to their women, right? Barak they kind of did that right there, right? The Most High had it played out like that, just like he had everything played out for us to go to captivity. He had everything. The whole Bible is stumbling blocks, and it's for only those who seeking understanding, seeking to serve the Most High, will understand what's going on. Not everybody. And everybody can pick up the book. But if you know your position, if the heathens understood their position, I'm talking about your everyday average Joe, understood their position, they would act upon it, right? They should act upon it, I should say, rather, right? But it's the same thing. If every woman understood their position, they would act upon it. If every man Israelite men understood their position, they should act upon it. They would act upon it. And everything would be, good. But it's not so, because the book still got to be played out. And right here, the Most High is showing us how Deborah became a mother to Israel. She didn't usurp authority. She didn't break the hierarchy. She became a mother. She gave proper advice, just like Proverbs 31 gave to her son, King Lemuel. Hey, these are the type of women you want to be. Not a woman who say, look, you're going to take orders from me. What type of woman are you? You're going to be like Miriam and catch a lot of, you're going to get judged. You're going to sit on the ground. And a lot of and to be honest, this more than likely going to go over the heads of many and most of our women. And that pride and things is still going to be engulfed in our women, because now let's puff up, and we are in our weaker selves right now, because we are in our lower estate. If our man is at a lower estate, and it's harder for us to get this, and harder for us to serve the Most High because of the flesh and all that stuff, and our women who are already and were already the weaker vessels, they got brought even weaker and lower estate. So now it's harder for them to understand. So understand, and just like it says in Isaiah 3, the last verse, our women gonna sit in the dust and they're gonna learn the hard way. But the word still gotta come out. You still gotta be warned. And if the Most High has graces upon you for you to understand what's going on already, then all praise Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But if not, you gonna learn the hard way, sister. You gonna learn the hard way, sisters. Right? But now let's see how she became a mother to Israel. It says, verse 8, I'm gonna jump down to verse 9. Right? That's talking about when Israel went off, chose other gods and all that. Right? But it says, verse 9, my heart is Deborah. My heart is toward the governors of Israel. What does that mean? She's that sister who's her heart is she catered to the governors, one, and also her heart, her desires is to the governors. She didn't say, I'm gonna become the governor of Israel, because she said, okay, I'm gonna read verse 8. They chose new gods. Then was war in the gates. Was there a shield or spear seen among 40,000 in Israel? Our people were going off, and she's like, man, she praying for the governors. She's catering to the governors. She's looking out. She's involved in the sense of she's helping. It's like a sister who's campaigning for Donald Trump or for Kamala Harris right now. Right? She's doing campaigns like, listen to the governors, listen to this, listen. She's bringing forth petitions, helping out here, helping out there. That's why she's a prophetess. She's involved in knowing what the word of the Lord says. She knows that the Lord said this. She's helping in this sense, just like a lot of sisters do. And sisters who are involved in camp matters, properly involved in camp matters. They cooking, they helping with the flyers, by printing out flyers, or they're sewing garments for the whole camp, sewing fringes for the whole camp. They involved in the things. Their heart is towards the governors, because they're not usurping authority over Israel. They're not judging over Israel. They're not saying, I'm gonna give you commandments, you better go do what nah, man. They're not doing that. Deborah was not doing that. She said, my heart is, that's what a mother does. The heart is toward her husband. The heart is toward her son who became a king, right? Who's a priest, who's, taking care of the things and making sure the son's household, the father's house, her husband's household is well taken care of, and is following the husband, not following her, but following the husband. What sister is doing that? Sisters nowadays are teaching other sisters to follow them, and teaching other sisters to usurp authority over their husbands, over the men in their camps. That's wicked, man. To say, oh, this, that, and the third. No, that's not what Deborah was doing, man. Again, knowledge puff up, and sisters cannot handle that type of power, right? That seat of authority. And Deborah was meek. She was humble, right? She was meek and humble. She was a mother to all Israel, right? So that's why the Most High chose Deborah, right? I'm gonna jump down right here. Shalakia. I'm gonna finish verse 9. It says, my heart is toward the governors, Shalakia. My heart is toward the governors of Israel that offered themselves willingly among the people. Bless ye the Lord. Speak, ye that ride on white asses, ye that sit in judgment and walk by the way. They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawn water. There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates. Awake, awake, Deborah, awake, awake, utter a song. Arise, Barak, and lead thy captives, thou son of Abinoam. Deborah didn't lead, man. She was there because, again, she's there to support. Again, now let's go back to that, the presidents and their wives. They always got their wives next to them. Their wives are singing a song in the ears of their husbands, of these presidents, whether through intimacy, private intimacy, whether by saying, yes, this is a good thing, this is a good law, bring this forth. When are you, I see some people over there, the poor and needy, they need this, that, and the third. Can you do something for them? Oh, some women over there, they need something. Can you do something for them? But the husband, the president, is the one that goes and lead and carry out these and sign on unto these legislatures and all that stuff, right? And veto this, veto that. Now they use these things, these heathens, they use these powers for wickedness, but that's how it goes. The woman utters songs, right? And Barak, just like Deborah did, and Barak led the captivity, man. Led the captives from this captivity, right? So, again, we got to understand all these things, man. We got to understand all these things and understand that the Most High has hierarchy and will never, ever break his hierarchy. Never break his hierarchy, man. And brothers got to stop giving their strength over to women, man. Gotta stop doing that. Because and if a sister you like Deborah recognized Barak was doing that, but Deborah did not take it from him, and it did not take the strength, because she understands herself. She was a well-raised woman from her father to her husband, right? She knew her place. She encouraged them, right? She encouraged the battle. She encouraged the brothers to go out and fight. She encouraged everybody. That was her place. That's the gift and strength of a woman, right? Not to usurp authority and thinking that you know and can literally place judgment, literally condemn, literally shake the hand at brothers. That's not going to fly with the Most High. That's not going to fly with us. Right? We're almost done. Right? Now, I'm going to jump down to all the way to 31. It says, so let all thine enemies perish, O Lord, but let them that love him, right, but let them that love him be as the sun when he goeth forth in his might, and the land had rest 40 years. It doesn't say Deborah was judging the land 40 years. It says the land had rest 40 years. That's not for us to assume or say, oh, Deborah was ruling for 40 years. That's not so. It doesn't say Deborah lasted to live those 40 years. We don't know when she died. And the land had rest because the people stopped following the heathenistic ways. For over 20 years, the people were doing wickedness, and they were oppressed by the heathens. And now, after the Most High delivered Israel, 40 years after, during this 40 years, these guys, they were living in peace. That's not to say Deborah was ruling. Again, that's not to say Deborah was ruling. The matter that she judged was to go to the battle. That's because brothers gave that authority over to her. And you got to understand that. Right? I know the video is kind of long already. I'm going to just mention the only queen we had was Queen Athaliah, right? In it's Second Kings, right? I'm gonna just show it, right? Second Kings chapter 11. And when Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead, she arose and destroyed all the seed royal. She was the daughter of Jezebel, the daughter of Omri, right? Like it mentions in the scripts, the daughter of Omri, but Omri is the father of Ahab, right? So Ahab, Omri is her grandfather. That's why I mentioned it like that. But Athaliah is Jezebel's daughter, Ahab's daughter. And she was wicked. She killed, and go read about Athaliah. The only woman, and how she usurped authority, right? That's how she gained the power, because her son Ahaziah died, right? Was dead. Then she arose and killed all the seed royal. She destroyed all the seed royal, and except for one, when you keep on reading, but Jehoshaphat, right? Well, so like, no, not Jehoshaphat. One son, Joash, not Jehoshaphat, Joash, right? So this guy, I mean, this girl, this lady, this woman, this Israelite woman usurped authority. Read this whole chapter. She usurped authority, and she could not handle this authority. She was killing and killing and killing. Just like Jezebel could not, Jezebel usurped authority as well. And she was killing as well. You saw how she tried to kill Elijah and all that. She was killing, right? So, and let me get this real quick. And this is what happens to all our women who attempt to usurp authority within Israel. This is Sirach 20. And you gotta, and Deborah understood that. Deborah knew herself. Deborah knows, again, she's well raised. She's meek. She's humble, right? Law of kindness is in her tongue, in her speech, right? Let's keep on going. This is Sirach 25 and 22. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. Right? If we let our women maintain us, you're gonna automatically be filled with anger. You know why? Because you're gonna feel out of place. Oh, and this is like a kid. This is why I compare women to grown children. Just like children, if I let you eat candy all day, your teeth gonna fall out your damn mouth, and your belly you're gonna be filled with gas. You're gonna be feeling bad, and you're gonna be sick. And eventually, if I let you keep on going, you're gonna die. But the child don't know that, right? The children don't know that. They just want to eat candy, eat this, eat pizza only, until the whole belly system is clogged up, and they can't sleep at night, and then and whatnot. But if as a parent you don't recognize these things, or you recognize these things, but you let the child have his way or her way, guess what's going to happen? The child going to be sick and eventually die if you don't take care of business. Same thing with our women. They want, especially now, they want the authority so bad because it feels good, tastes good. But guess what? You cannot handle it. You're going to be filled with anger when you have authority over men. That's the same thing that happened with Jezebel. She was filled with anger. Athaliah, look at what she did. I'm gonna just read this real quick. In 2 Kings, just I think 14th verse. Right. This right here, when she was getting killed. Right. It said, and when she looked, behold, the king stood by a pillar. The king, the anointed king, King Joash, her grandson, her son or her grandson, her son. No, yeah, her grandson or something like that. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna say her grandson. Her grandson-in-law, I should say, because as a Ahaziah, Salakia. Jehoshaphat, the daughter of King Joram, took Joash the son of, right, one of the sons of the kings, and more than likely that's not her son, right? But nonetheless, I digress. Right here, the anointed king by the Most High, and he's just a kid too, a child. Right here, it says, and she looked, behold, the king stood by a pillar, as the manner was, and the princes and the trumpeters by the king, and all the people of the land rejoiced and blew with trumpets. And Athaliah rent her clothes and cried, treason, treason. There was no treason done, but she felt treason. She felt betrayed. And guess what? That's because she had authority and she was really mad. You know how mad you gotta be, especially as a woman, for you to have the strength, especially the clothes, the royal garments. It's real, pure cotton, pure linen. These things are strongly built, right? Firmly built, properly sewed. And she was so angry, and she tore up her garment, got naked in front of everybody, man. Right? It says, but Jehoiada, the priest, commanded the captain of the hundreds, the officers of the host, and said unto her, that's the high priest of the most, the priest of the Most High said, what? Have her forth without the ranges, and him that followeth her kill with the sword, for the priest has said, let her not be slain in the house of the Lord. So they said, go kill her ass outside the courts, man. Don't kill her over here in the Lord's courts. Yo, she was filled with anger. Why? Because she had authority. She usurped authority over Israel. Right? Let's go back to this. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. She's always gonna, that's that nagging. She's always gonna have a bunch of stuff to say. She's always gonna say like, oh, you don't know what you're doing. You can't do this properly. You better go wash the dishes. Go do this. Go do that. Look, if your wife is the breadwinner or the one who's ruling over the household, you might be the breadwinner, but she's making all the rules. She's saying this. She's having you run back and forth to this, to that. You know what's gonna happen? You're gonna be destroyed, man. You're gonna be destroyed, and she's gonna be destroyed herself. And our women don't understand that, right? Verse 23, a wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance, and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress, maketh weak hands and feeble knees. That's what these women, they do. That's why now our men, they don't, they soft-spoken, or even they angry, and then they take it out on each other. They shoot, kill, rape, rob, and murder each other. That's what happens, man. Because you got women usurping authority. Guess what? That's never, ever gonna happen in the kingdom of heaven. Every woman gonna be put in place. If you don't learn by now, which most of y'all won't, I'm not gonna say none of y'all, but I'll say most of y'all won't. Y'all gonna sit in the dust. Go read Isaiah the 3rd chapter, 12 on down, especially the last verse. And read the continuance of it, the 4th chapter. Because again, that's a heavy thing. We're not gonna go into it, but just to mention it, that's part of humbling the woman. For Isaiah 4:1. Everybody knows about that. 7 women gonna cleave unto one man. You're going to be humbled. All you sisters got to understand these things. Humble yourself now that are at ease before it's too late. Before you get humbled. Because when you get humbled, you will get humbled. Right? Stop trying to usurp authority over Israel. Stop trying to use Deborah as a scapegoat when Deborah the only thing she did was being a mother to Israel. when Israel was needed a mother, someone to guide them, just like the mother of King Lemuel gave Israel proper advice and encouraged Israel to go and fight the fight, because the Lord already said, you're gonna win. Why you scared? Like a son who's scared to go there to go do something or play sports or to go on a football team. Mother encouraging him, you got this. You practice for this. You got this. Go ahead and do your thing. Be a mother. Don't try to usurp authority. And you got, especially to the men, because again, the mother of Lemuel understood he became a king. She's his mother, yes, but he's a king of Israel at that point. So you got to raise him up to be a king, and once he actually becomes a king, you got to raise him up to be a king by showing him the respect that he deserves as well. Even as a kid, especially when he becomes a king. Just like Mary did to Yahushua. Mary asked for Yahushua, oh, your mother and brothers and sisters are asking for you. Yahushua said, look, I'm here with my people already, man. Relax. Who's my mother? Who's my brother? Who's my sister? Those that keep the commandments. Mary already understood who Yahushua was. So Mary didn't say, oh, now I'm his mother. Tell him bring his behind. Yo, could you imagine? You saying that to the King of Kings? To the real king? Hey, man, a lot of you sisters would do that. I'm your mother. Hey, man, you got to treat your children, especially your sons. Already treat your sons as kings, as priests, so that they could have it mentally, and also so that you can know how to treat other men who are in positions already. Stop trying to usurp authority over other men, because that's not going to go well for you. Right? And with that, video is long enough. Most High willing, everybody learn from it. And there's more to be, there are more to be said, to be honest. But Most High willing, this is enough to meditate and to learn from, and to properly digest and divide the word of the Most High regarding this matter, regarding this subject. And with that, oh, and one more thing. Can anybody, and I mean anybody, I challenge anybody to show where in the scripts any sisters from Genesis to Revelation has made miracles. I'm not talking about where the Spirit come upon them for them to start prophesying, for them to repeat the prophecies. I'm not talking about anything like that of the word of the Lord, but them making miracles. Has any sisters made any miracles in the scripts? All right? And you're going to find out none, because the Most High chose that for the brothers. All right? That's one other thing that everybody look over and try to say we're the same and things like that. Again, it's not to put down anybody, so that we all can know our roles and our mission in this thing. Khan. And with that again, Kum Yasala, Shalom.